Hi, I'm Mark Cleghorn. Welcome to a short film on ideas for shooting boudoir. Today we're looking at alternatives to kind of shooting boudoir in a studio environment. If you've kind of watched quite a lot of the training on Academy, you'll know that basically I kind of like to create sets in a studio environment, whether it's a small studio space or a big studio space. But it's amazing what you can create. But I thought, it's also good to explore if you're just getting started in boudoir or you're looking for some more kind of creative inspiration. I thought we'd look at kind of 6 quick things. So what we're going to cover is hotel, Airbnb, spare bedrooms perhaps, windows, lounge, bathrooms and clubs. So the first thing I would say is that if you're looking to shoot in a hotel Airbnb, which is a great idea, make sure the hotel or the Airbnb users know that you're going to be shooting content or you're going to be shooting images and things. It's absolutely key. The last thing you want to do is actually get into trouble because of your shooting what they think is going to be porn. It's not. It's basically professional portrait photography of women in lingerie. Let's not forget that. Obviously, it helps if you've got a page on your website to be able to direct anybody through. But in fact, even today, I've just kind of messaged a host in a location that I'm looking to actually use a bit of a retro to follow on with the Airbnb series that I'm doing. But it's got to getting in touch with them and just tell them exactly what you're going to be creating and so on with it. Because the last thing, as I said, you want to be doing is getting into trouble and things. Great thing about a hotel and an Airbnb, there's going to be different kind of sets, there's going to be different kind of furniture, different bedding, different bathrooms and everything else with it. So you're going to get a real kind of mix of kind of shoot going through. If you're looking to use a location more often, then obviously kind of speaking to the host once you've been there once or twice, and then actually saying, look, I'm really looking to do this on a regular basis. Then is that a possibility? Can I get early access? Can I kind of get a late exit on the next day? Because obviously we're not staying in the location and things really. So you kind of really get to use a different kind of look and feel. And of course, if you're looking to spend anywhere from like 80 to 200 quid for kind of a hotel room or an Airbnb, the great thing about that is that you can pick and choose exactly what you want. The problem with a hotel, though, is there's no guarantee you're going to have a specific room. So if you want the specific room, like a bridal suite or whatever it is, you need to make sure that you're going to go and visit in advance, and you need to know that the booking that you're making is for that room. Different with Airbnb, of course, because you know what you're going to be booking from the likes of the information that you're going to find online and things. But just kind of double check and just have all the information. I'd still take along the likes of some basic kind of props, netting and sheeting, no matter what, in case they've got some weird kind of sheets on the bed and you're looking to actually use the bed for the kind of images. But an Airbnb is a really, really kind of great choice with it and things. If you've got a spare bedroom at home, or if you've got a model or a client with a bedroom that you can use, of course, you could actually start there. I would always try and kind of minimize the technical element going into that room. So if you can shoot with some daylight to begin with, I would say that's a must. Why? Because it's basically a spare bedroom can become very small overnight. In other words, as soon as you move in with a camera, the client or model and you, basically all of a sudden a kind of a decent sized room also becomes very, very small. Again, is it okay to actually move the bed nearer towards the window, light source and everything else? And kind of going back to the Airbnb, I would really kind of pay attention to where the bed is positioned and the kind of the size of windows that they have in the flat or the room that you're going to rent and things really. But a spare bedroom is a good starting point. I've kind of mentored some photographers who've kind of added boudoir into their business over the past decades. And some of them have actually turned their own spare bedroom, quite a large spare bedroom, into their boudoir set and everything else with it and things. So again, it's kind of okay. For me, as a bloke, it feels a bit weird if I was going to use a spare bedroom in my own home. to actually take clients into the home and up into the kind of the bedroom environment. It's not something I'm easy with, and I don't think many clients would be easy with that and things really. But if you're just getting going, just getting into the kind of the world of boudoir photography, then as long as your kind of models that you book in or the clients that you're bringing in know exactly what you're doing here, then you've got an idea to actually break into the world of boudoir photography. But if the room is small, think tight images instead of trying to show the big room set with the likes of a wide angle lens. Keep to your 50mm, 85mm or whatever, and just shoot what you can physically shoot. So in other words, don't try and be a big studio space, try and be a small studio space, because that's exactly what it is. Bathrooms, I've got to be honest, it's one of the underutilized locations. I always kind of forget about the bathroom. And one of the reasons I'm kind of creating the new series on the Airbnb is to try and maximize what I can do within a small location within a few hours. And so I can kind of bring in kind of variety to kind of inspire you, is obviously to encourage you to get out. That's the whole point of everything that I do. It's not to just watch and listen to what I do, but it's to also encourage you to go out and do it, yeah? And a bathroom for me, I kind of just forget about. The times I do use bathrooms, or I used to use bathrooms more than anything else for boudoir, was bridal boudoir, and even to this day kind of thing, maternity. Maternity I tend to shoot in a little kind of swimming pool, kind of paddling kids swimming pool and things really, and that's been a good way for us to actually kind of bring a bathroom environment into a studio space. But if you're working in the likes of a hotel, Airbnb, even your own, and they've got some fantastic kind of opulence to the boudoir setting in the bathroom, I definitely encourage you to be doing that. But if you are going to do it, think about taking in some kind of props, like some bubble bath, and obviously the likes of, you know, some flowers. The plastic flowers are really good because you don't have to keep buying them. But you could actually kind of use those. Obviously, goes without saying, shoot the actual without anything in the bath to begin with, then fill up the bath, and then obviously add the flowers in, and then basically add the bubbles in on top and things. And bubbles are a good way to actually kind of shoot that kind of implied nude and things really within the actual bathtub itself and things. It's been a long time since I've done that with a bride. In fact, I used to have so much fun, and we used to arrive the day before to actually do a quick shoot in the bathroom with her and things really. It was great fun. So windows, yeah, without a doubt, absolutely key. And it's amazing what is around. I mean, this is a window that I used. I chose a kind of a little pub kind of thing to actually do a workshop, in fact. And I love this the window. The reason I chose this is because obviously, you know, you can see the photographer's lens just here in the front of things really, yeah? But the reason I chose this image was to kind of look for the dynamic shape. You know, I was lucky when we had the studio in Barry, the old church, that we had these huge windows, and same with my Pontypridd church that I had as a studio. But as far as the kind of the look and the feel is concerned, I think the windows are often underused because you don't know how to use them. And what I would say is obviously, you know, try and get the light from behind. Don't worry about the client looking out, looking at you. Don't always kind of stand with your shoulder against the wall of the window or on the window itself. So in other words, you're shooting towards the client or the model, and they're basically looking towards you. Think about that kind of light coming across, and you can see here how beautiful it is to sculpt the body as well, and gives that little kind of light and dark kind of element. But windows can be absolutely brilliant as far as the image. In fact, in my next kind of shot, which is on about a lounge, you know, there's another window there in a hotel, which is absolutely great. And, you know, some of the shots I've done for real clients in their kind of own homes, in fact, we've shot quite a lot in flats. And they've got, you know, quite a penthousey kind of look and things. And it's amazing what the windows are and things. So don't worry about you bleaching out the outside. I probably more issues on a sunny day, trying to keep aperture as wide open as I could, you know, down to 2.8 f4, and obviously then I've just got to rack up the actual shutter speed to obviously kind of give my perfect exposure. But blowing out the background is not a problem for me at all. And then as far as the lounge is concerned, kind of think about what is the natural lighting within that lounge, and you can kind of really kind of create easy images. In fact, the lounge that you'd see in here, what is it? It's a sofa near a window, or it's a sofa in a room environment, and it can be very, very easy to kind of shoot within a client's own space, or in a kind of a small place that you can rent and things, really. So going back to the Airbnb again, if you're looking for that one location does all, then really it's a great place. I mentioned about an Airbnb I've just messaged somebody on now. It's around about £80 for a stay overnight. But if I was to book that for 2 or 3 days, I could shoot 3-4 clients a day without any trouble. If I was using that as a studio. And again, that might be the kind of business you eventually do. You're a traveling photographer perhaps, or something that is shooting boudoir in very cool locations and things. And a lot of influencers today, they don't have to be lingerie based or makeup based to want kind of cool content as well. And you might be able to expand into a normal working day, as it were, with kind of real clients, or if you're shooting just for yourself, but you can actually add a little bit of an influencer in if you've made a contact in their location. You just never know what you can kind of put together at the last minute. And last but no means least is the unforgotten clubs. Nightclubs and bars, and kind of, I'll use the 1970s word, disco. But these places are not used the majority of the time during the day, or they kind of don't open till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you're looking for something cool, especially if you're looking to create some kind of portfolio stuff for yourself, then, research out these little areas. It's an amazing, you usually have cleaners in the AM. You usually have managers in, or the owner in the AM, so there's no reason why you couldn't be looking at that for a bit of fun. This is actually shot in the Café de Paris in London, which we rented for a workshop kind of day there and things, really. So again, in the same way though, when we had the Pont de Priest Church, we had a great boutique hotel not far away from us, and they had a kind of an upstairs bar and a downstairs restaurant, and we used the bar often for our shoots, in fact, and we were never charged for it. We just had to have lunches downstairs and everything else. It was a great way to do it. So fingers crossed, that's given you some ideas on alternatives to a studio space. You don't always have to have studio lighting as well. You could use LEDs, a torch, small speed light flashes. You don't always have to take your studio flashes in and things. Right, so that's some inspiration. Looking forward to seeing some of your images in our photo development sessions that we do bi-weekly on Academy, of course. See you next time.